If you look at the standard textbook diagram of the solar system, you'll see a neat line of brightly colored planets squeezed tightly around the sun. It makes for a great poster, but as a map of reality, it is a lie. Our brains evolved to understand distances we could walk or run to survive. We are built to process miles, not millions of miles. When dealing with the cold expanse of the cosmos, our biological hardware simply fails. To even begin to grasp these distances, we have to start with something we intuitively feel. Take the Statue of Liberty against the New York skyline. We know how large a building is. We know what a 300-foot monument feels like when standing at its base. From there, we scale up to the entire planet. Earth is roughly 12,700 kilometers wide. But the moment we state that number, the physical context evaporates. It becomes just another statistic. Understanding our place in the cosmos requires forcing it into our perspective. We have to drag the extreme scales of the universe down to our level, aggressively substituting them into our reality. Let's start close to home by taking Earth's immediate neighborhood and swapping it out for a feature from a neighboring gas giant, the rings of Saturn. This visualization places Earth directly in the center of Saturn's rings. They are 115,000 kilometers wide, dominating the sky from horizon to horizon. As we pull back, you see they stretch nearly a third of the way to our moon. But the size of these objects is secondary to the staggering, empty gaps between them. We often imagine planetary orbits as evenly spaced concentric circles. Even standing on Mercury, the closest planet to the Sun, the star does not fill the sky in a blinding wall of fire. It only appears about 3 times larger than it does from a beach on Earth. This plot shows the inner planets clustered relatively close together, but look at the gap past Mars. As we cross the asteroid belt to reach Jupiter, the spatial void grows exponentially. A crewed mission to Jupiter represents a different category of engineering than a mission to Mars, one defined by months of traversing pure emptiness. To fully grasp stellar mass, we need to rebuild our scale. Think back to Earth and compare it to the largest planet we have, Jupiter. You could fit 11 Earths side by side across Jupiter's equator. This size comparison scales Jupiter against the Sun, which is 10 times larger. Now the ultimate substitution, swapping our Sun for UY Scuti. With a radius 1,700 times larger, placing this red hypergiant here extends far beyond the Sun's normal location. In fact, that burning stellar boundary would roll outward and instantly swallow the orbits of Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. The star itself would consume the entirety of the inner solar system. If we calculate the volume of a sphere that size, it means it would take roughly 6.3 billion Earth-sized planets to fill UY Scuti. Confronting the sheer volume of a single hypergiant star forces us to realize our entire planetary system is effectively a microscopic anomaly. But individual stars are just the starting point. When we pull back to the scale of the Milky Way, we are looking at a structure containing hundreds of billions of stars. This mapped projection shrinks the entire Milky Way down until it fits perfectly across the geographic footprint of the continental United States. At this mapped scale, our massive sun shrinks down to the size of a single human red blood cell. And the entire solar system, the Sun, Jupiter, Earth, and the void between them, would fit comfortably on the tip of your finger. The numbers are staggering. Physically, we are a fraction of a quark sitting on a single grain of dirt. In the vast architecture of the cosmos, the sum of all human history is barely a rounding error. Yet, despite being physically microscopic, we are the only known entity that has looked into the dark and measured it. We built the mathematics, the cosmic distance ladders, and the robotic probes to map the very void that dwarfs us. The physical universe is mockingly vast, but the fact that the human mind has the capacity to reach out, understand, and chart that vastness, that is the true staggering anomaly.